This is Newcap News.
Well, February is Mental Health Awareness Month, and in support of that, the Lloydminster Region Health Foundation kicked things off with a special announcement. Angie Mellon has the details.
The room was buzzing with excitement as the Lloydminster Region Health Foundation announced that Claire Hughes will be coming to Lloydminster on March 22nd to do a community presentation.
We're very excited because, obviously Claire Hughes is a leader in mental health as a spokesperson, sharing her story, reducing the stigma.
Not only will Claire Hughes be speaking to the community, she will also be doing a private afternoon session with students from the Lloydminster Catholic and Public School divisions, which both are looking forward to.
Oh, it's an exciting opportunity. We've been working over the last number of years on student and staff wellness, and so this is just a great link to supporting mental health.
For them to know that they can talk to a friend or go talk to someone. Before, there used to be like a really bad stigma about going to a counselor was a bad thing, but it's a good thing. It's part of that health and wellness, and it's a positive thing.
Claire Hughes is presented by the Investors Group, who says mental health initiatives with the Health Foundation came to light a few years ago, and their pre-existing partnership with the former Olympian made this event possible.
I think it makes it okay to talk about mental health issues. For so many people, all we do is we put that behind us, and we don't want to talk about it when we're having a tough time. And Claire's message is that it's okay to talk about it, and that's going to make us better people, and it'll make us a better community.
Along with the announcement, the Health Foundation is also kicking off the 5th phase of the Heartbeat of the Community initiative.
We are providing free community mindfulness and meditation classes, so that's very exciting as well.
Tickets to see Claire Hughes go on sale next Tuesday and are $10 each, with proceeds going towards mental health. For Newcap News, I'm Angie Mellon.
According to a Lloydminster resident's recent Facebook post, there could be scam artists in the city. Kelly Combs shares his experience with Josh Ryan, also telling people what to look out for.
Kelly Combs wasn't initially suspicious of the two men claiming to be subcontractors for the government of Alberta that were offering a water filtration system.
So I let them in to do this precipitation water test, which of course failed. And then they said that I was eligible for the government subsidization program.
However, the longer the discussion went, the more Combs was certain something was amiss.
I hadn't produced any sort of identification, no business card, and then I noticed even the jackets didn't even match.
Combs took to Facebook to share his experience and did a little digging online.
You can Google water testing scams, and then all of a sudden that little machine that they stuck in my glass of water is right up there everywhere, water precipitation tests. And
Culligan's Sean Cashel did some research on the device as well, an electrolysis probe, which creates a chemical reaction with particles in the water.
What would have happened was you're taking clear water and it ended up being orange and chunky and whatever else it looked like on the Facebook post, right? You're turning perfectly good drinking water into something that looks horrendous.
However, there's little to stop these two, as regulations introduced in 2017 make the act of door-to-door sales a gray area.
There's nothing governing door-to-door sales for water treatment, so technically what they're doing isn't illegal.
The City of Lloydminster released a statement last week saying that these individuals do not represent the city in any capacity, while also advising residents that Lloydminster's water surpasses all provincial standards in municipal water quality. As for Combs, he advises people to ask plenty of questions whenever someone is on their doorstep.
if you're from any company, you should have ID with you. Saying who you are and who you work for, especially when it comes down to asking for money.
Josh Ryan, Newcap News.
The Lloydminster Fire Department expanded their fleet with an aerial truck in 2015, and they thought Lakeland College would benefit the most from a donation of one of their older trucks. Chantel Germo explains.
The Lloydminster Fire Department took one last look at a significant piece of historic equipment as they officially handed off their 31-year-old aerial fire truck to Lakeland College this afternoon.
Our continued partnership with Lakeland College is very important to myself as well as the city. It's really good that this truck is going to serve the future generations of firefighters and teach them the very unique skills of firefighting.
The truck will serve as a key educational benefit for the Lakeland College's Emergency Training Center for future volunteer firefighters and students.
This truck is unique. It is 30 years old. There is some finesse to operating it, and it'll be good for the students to learn on.
The training that we do at our emergency training center prepares people for careers in this field, and their donation here really is giving back. It puts us in a position to prepare our future firefighters, and so they'll benefit from that too.
Chantal Germo, Newcap News.
Kitscoty Elementary School is in the process of getting a new playground for its kindergarten to grade 3 students. The current facility has been at the school since the early 90s and is at the end of its service life. A planning committee was formed in September, and they consulted their most important stakeholders, the students, as to what to look for in a new playground.
The first thing that they did was went to all the students and had them design a picture of their dream playground, what they would like to see in a new playground that they would be using, of course.
They then compiled all the data and looked for commonalities from the students as to what the playground needs. As for when construction begins, Lancaster says it's still too early to know.
When we have a plan in place in terms of what the design is going to be, where we go with, who's going to be contracting, things like that, we will then be able to take that to the community and let the community know what our figure is in terms of what we're going to need to spend.
Lancaster adds there's no government funding when it comes to building a new school playground. Over 200 children use the facility every school day. Well, it's an arm of the Lloydminster Catholic School Division that centers on support and helping teachers be the best that they can be. In part 1 of this week's Beyond the Classroom, we learn more about the instructional coaching program.
It's a strategy that's been available in the LCSD for 8 years. An instructional coach works with teachers in the division to help them reach their professional goals and give them judgment-free feedback.
Finding out from the teacher what are some of the strategies or content pieces that they want to learn about and learning them as a partnership.
The role that we have is completely separate from the role that administrators have when it comes to job performance. Our role is 100% supportive.
Jackie Wilson oversees the program. She ensures there's effective communication between all parties involved.
New teachers, existing staff, administrators, central office staff, and making sure that we have consistency in our approaches and our beliefs.
Meeting with an instructional coach is mandatory for first and second year teachers in the division, regardless of experience. Anyone beyond their second year makes a request, but the coach's role is ultimately a resource, used in many different circumstances for whatever a teacher may need.
For example, the grade 3 teachers at one school have a project, something that they're wanting to work on. Maybe they're looking at some data, maybe they're wanting to look at their learning targets. There's lots of different reasons why they might request my support.
Sometimes teachers invite me into their classrooms to observe and give feedback and to have that reflective dialogue. Or we may meet and plan.
And it's a role they're proud to be in, to reach a common goal.
I think it brings a lot of joy to us to see what we can learn about together. We see the difference that it can make in classrooms and the difference that it can make for our students.
Beyond the Classroom is brought to you by Lakeland College. Step into your future, attend a program information session and get your questions answered. RSVP now at lakelandcollege.ca/info sessions.
And the Rising Star competition is just around the corner here in Lloydminster. Local performers will try to impress a panel of judges Thursday at the Vic Juba Theatre. 10 finalists were chosen through a live audition at the theatre, facing off against dancers, singers, and musicians.
Pretty nerve-wracking, yeah. We were a little bit, especially when we saw the level of talent. Like, we didn't know what to expect, and we were just glad we were picked to play.
Oh, for sure, yeah. It was crazy.
There's still a chance to see the Rising Star final. Tickets can be purchased at the Vic Juba Theatre. The show starts at 7 p.m. on Thursday.
This is Newcap Sports.
The Bonnyville Pontiacs have been known for their ability to produce top-level talent and have once again helped to commit one of their players to NCAA Division I hockey. In January, Alden Dupuis committed to the Rochester Institute of Technology, and his U.S. hockey career with the Tigers will begin next season.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be there next year. You know, it's a really good school, great hockey team, and you know, I had to fly down there and
in December, and I loved it.
Rochester Institute of Technology, good hockey people. They recognize that this is a smart player, and this is a player that's going to be able to contribute and be an effective player at the NCAA level. So we're extremely happy that there are good hockey people out there that recognize the quality players like Halden.
It's no secret the Pontiacs have developed a culture of winning and producing quality players, but ask Swan and Dupuis and they'll quickly defer to the people they credit with Alden's scholarship.
Rick Swan and Larry Draper, they do everything they can to get their guys to the next level, and they've proved it in the past, or the whole time they've been here. I mean, they put a bunch of guys forward to the next level, and I think what they're doing is great. I mean, when I came here as a young guy, my goal is to play college, and they got me there, and I owe it all to them and the team.
You know, there's a guy that I think is the most underrated guy at our level for sure. He just does things right, 200 feet both ways, and he's got the highest compete level of any kid that I've had the privilege of coaching.
The third-year center has 136 points in 175 games with the Pontiacs and has served as the team's assistant captain the past 2 seasons. And the Lakeland College men's basketball team is on the cusp of solidifying a playoff spot, but the task became a little more difficult with one of its best players out of the lineup. Rustlers point guard Terrell Murda missed his second game of the season Friday against Nate with a pair of injuries.
He's a wrist injury and an ankle injury, so he's banged up. He's been a warrior for us throughout the whole year. He's had little nagging things here and there, and he's battled through. So these are ones he can't just battle through. He wanted to play tonight. I had to sit him down and like, look, you have to relax. He's a guy. You cut off his arm, he still wants to play.
The Saskatoon native has been a bright spot on the roster all season and could be out for an extended period of time. Something doesn't sit well with Thomas.
I don't know. He could be out just this weekend. He could be out the next 2 weeks or next 3 weeks. Hopefully he's back. I feel a little bit better when he's out there.
Murda is averaging 29.5 minutes and 14.7 points per game this season.
Here is Newcap weather.
Welcome back, everyone. So it's basically a return to seasonal averages what we're seeing, and once the skies clears off, temperatures even cooler, and with the wind chill that is available too. Let's see what that high pressure is doing, as we suspect, clearing out the skies, pushing the cloud cover from west to east, keeping these areas of precipitation at least out of our area. So that's a welcome aspect of it too. Temperature-wise, that's what we're probably more concerned about, heading off to minus 16, minus 17, maybe minus 18 by 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then as the day goes forward, minus 11, minus 12. Yeah, minus 11 could be the daytime high tomorrow, minus 9 in the case of Cold Lake. So not too shabby for this time of the year, certainly. Plus 5 at the moment in Vancouver. I think we probably trade that for sure compared to your minus 8 in Edmonton. Maybe some more cloud cover around the international airport at the moment. Clear in Saskatoon, but minus 12 with light snow showers around Regina. Clear evening on the way in Winnipeg for minus 17. And as we go further afield here, minus 1 with light snow showers being recorded around Pearson International. Minus 12 in Quebec, minus 4 in Halifax, minus 7 in St. John's, and minus 26 out in Iqaluit with some snow showers and as well maybe some blowing or drifting snow there as well. So back to the battle for its way. It's warm for minus 14 compared to that minus 26 that you just saw there. But the winds are northwest at about 17 kilometers per hour. It's a mainly clear evening on the prairies, and we could see minus 22 with a minus 30 feel by morning. In fact, some parts of Saskatchewan will certainly have that minus 30 feel by tomorrow morning. Minus 10 at best during the course of the day with a minus 16 feel attached to that. I did hint earlier on that we might get some northern lights if the skies would stay clear on the overnight. There has been reports of a magnetic storm taking place, so we might stand a chance of seeing some of that. Minus 11 at the moment in Cold Lake and area, minus 17 on the overnights. Could see some of the cloud cover associated with the areas of precipitation that are well to the north. Some of those areas of cloud cover could push through the Lakeland region. Looking for minus 9 tomorrow as the winds have a strong westerly component, west-southwest at times, anywhere from 10 to 15 kilometers per hour. But just like we saw today, even though it's warm air pushing in, with the strength of it at least, it does have some wind chill attached to that. We're sitting at minus 14 already, and as we saw in that map earlier, we could easily slide off to minus 18 by morning, and you probably want to add at least 8 to 10 degrees on that there to get what it really feels like. Minus 12 or maybe minus 11 at best come tomorrow. The winds west anywhere from 15 to 25 kilometers per hour. And some of the cloud cover from the north and the west certainly coming along with that. So we could see increasing cloud cover as the day goes forward tomorrow. Minus 12 or minus 11 as the daytime high. Minus 13 for Friday. Minus 16s on the weekend. There's a 30 to 40% chance for some flurry activity at various points on the weekend, taking us into Monday. Minus 17 on Monday. Minus 16 next Tuesday. Overcast skies. And minus 13 partially cloudy for next Wednesday. The overnight lows, especially on the weekend, you see those minus 22s, 24s there, especially if the skies stay clear like what we will see this evening. Those will come again with accompanying wind chills that will make it feel closer to minus 30. Let's a look at the next 7 days. Nicole, we've got agriculture news coming up.